everyone. Welcome. Today is our Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, fourth day of a perfect week of yoga. And today is Thursday. So I hope the whole week is treating you well. Hope you've tried our meditation on Monday and then our flows on Tuesday and Wednesday. So today we're going to slow it down a little bit. We'll do a little bit of a yin practice. So we're still trying to find that stillness in the present moment. And so our yin practice today will continue that same theme. Remember, though, that I, Allison, hello, I am your guide, and I'm merely here to open doors. You, the practitioner, you know what doors you should go into and when you need to step back. So for those who are new to yin yoga, yin, it's somewhere between what we call restorative yoga and then maybe our vinyasa or flows. It's a lot slower. We hold our postures for longer. Long-term practitioners will often find themselves holding a posture, holding a pose for up to 5 minutes. Now for our practice today, we're going to do roughly maybe 1 or 2 minutes for each of the postures. However, if you are very seasoned at yin yoga and you'd like to hold the postures longer, you're welcome to. We can just pause the video, take another minute or two, or as long as you would like, in order to really get that deep stretch that we're going for. So this is less muscle, and we're now getting into the sinews of our body. So again, the perfect week yoga is about every aspect of yoga that we can possibly fit into 1 week as regular, normal people. We are not full-time yogis. We have jobs, we have families. So the intention behind this is I want to make us present in many different aspects. So I'm going to stop talking. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we're going to begin in a thunderbolt pose, which is just knees bent, sitting on our feet. Now, if this is bothersome to you, you can grab a light pillow, etc., and place that underneath your hips. Now, to that point, I always have my props, no matter what yoga I do, but especially with yin and restorative. So this pillow is really, really thin, but it's very comfortable. All right, so with this one, remember, we're going to find our edge and press our way into the edge in each of our postures, finding stillness, finding our presence, holding for longer. As we arrive here, physically, mentally, spiritually, just allow your hands to rest on your thighs. Soften your gaze, or even close your eyes. Find that drishti or focal point just a little bit further off. I am using my bowl here, my singing bowl, as my drishti point. So I have that out just a little bit in front of me. Breathing. Taking in the quiet around me. We're just observing the sounds around me. Bringing yourself here to this moment. For our yin yoga and restorative, when we do restorative at the end of the week, I will go quiet. And I know that it can be a little bit awkward when we're watching a video, but I want you to have that space and that time to listen to your own breath, to take the moment to just be present and not listen to me, not try to pay attention to anything other than how your body feels, where you are. All right, so we're going to go ahead and roll into a cat-cow. So I've moved my pillow aside, but I'm not giving up on my pillow yet. I also have my comforter, which could also You could grab your bolster, whatever's going to work for you. But in our cat-cows, we just start slowly breathing. Now, most of yin yoga is not going to be movement, but I invite you to go a little slower and maybe push through a little bit further, making sure to have each breath inhaling and exhaling, really pushing through the fingers to the tops of the shoulders, really making sure to stretch, pull the belly button into the spine. Remember, we just go to the edge of where we should be. Your edge is how we call it. But don't go into pain. Never go into pain. See if you can hold your breath and your stretch at the top of each stretch here. So when we're into cat, and then when you're in cow, hold that breath for just a moment and really push into that stretch. This week, our yin practice will be very introductory. So if you've never done yin before, don't worry. This will be a nice chill practice. And then the next time that we have a perfect week, it'll be a little bit more challenging, not by much, and we'll just progressively work into a little bit harder everything. So think of us all as like a level 0. All right. I'm going to come back I'm going to cross my ankles, and I'm going to roll back into a seated position, and we're going to work on cobbler's pose, but we're going to do half cobblers first. Okay, so let's start with half cobbler. So with half cobbler, I'm going to bring my right foot in bent, you see here, and my left foot is out straight. Now, if this bothers you in any way, you can always roll up a blanket or have a pillow under the knee to support your knee. Keep that knee facing up toward the ceiling. And inhale the left arm up and exhale, reaching that left arm over toward the left foot. Maybe you're at the shin, maybe you're at the foot. Whatever works. Now, if you have blocks handy, if that is really troublesome for you, take these blocks, place them by your feet, and reach at least your left arm over onto that block. Okay, so that's one of the tricks that you can do right now. But we're going to stay here, really breathe and focus. Try with each breath to elongate the spine. Inhale, spine long. Exhale, a little bit closer. Wherever you are is where you need to be. I like to say that a lot because I don't want you to feel like I can't reach my foot. I'm terrible at this. You're not terrible at this. Wherever you are is where you need to be. But with the yin yoga, you do want to go to your edge. So that means you shouldn't be here lazy. You should be trying to push just a tiny bit further. Keeping actively stretching further and deeper. And remember, at any point, if you want to stay a little longer in each posture, you can pause the video. I don't know if you noticed this or not, but I have gotten considerably closer with my elbow and my torso. That's our goal. All right, let's go ahead and roll up to sitting, and we're going to switch our legs. Okay. So again, same things apply. If you'd like to use a block, you can. This time, left leg is, and then the right leg, the knee, check that knee. It's going straight up. Toes are active. Inhale my right arm up and exhale. I'm going to reach my shin toward the shin or toward the toes. Keep the integrity of that back. So that's why I invite you to every time we breathe in, spine is long. Every time we breathe out, we try to melt a little bit closer toward that leg. If you need to use your block here, you can. Whatever's going to help you. With yin yoga, props are always great, especially if it's a posture that you need a little bit of extra support in. I used to hate props. I always thought it showed weakness, which is so silly. It does not show weakness. It shows that you are trying to perfect your practice and that you're going to use the props in the appropriate way in order to get the best out of your practice. So please don't feel like you can't use. Keep breathing, inhaling and exhaling a little bit deeper each time. You might find that one leg you can do a little bit more than the other, and that's okay. Just observe your body, and it might be different today and it might be different tomorrow. All right, and slowly release, coming up to sitting. And we're going to do a little leg stretch. We're going to do getting our legs straight out in front of us, and then we'll get into another butterfly. So with this one, since we'll be here for a minute, I'm going to grab my pillow and just put my pillow under my hips. If that, and this is a very thin pillow, if that feels good for you, you should do that. Or maybe you want to have something rolled up under your knees. Whatever's going to feel good. You need to play around with it, listen to your body, and then go only as far as is comfortable. Okay, so from here, inhaling my arms up overhead, really feeling the stretch in my side body, and exhale, hinging at the hips, leaving room for space for breath, reaching toward my toes. Now again, blocks. If this is something that is not in your wheelhouse, bring those blocks in. Keep that integrity of the back. Same thing, inhale, spine long, exhale, bending. And if you're not into the blocks today, that's okay. Reach toward your feet. Keep the spine up. And I have a tendency of collapsing too, especially after a long day of work. Keep breathing, inhaling and exhaling a little bit more. Go to that edge. Keep breathing into this. I have personally found that with yin yoga, two things occur. One, it forces me to slow down. So all those times when I'm like, come on, let's just keep going. I want to work out. I want to work out. Well, that's what the other days were for, and that's what tomorrow is going to be. That's where our workout is. But right now, we're listening to our body. We're strengthening our body. We'll get to the workouts later. So it forces you to slow down and to be more present. You have to be. Okay, take one more deep breath in And exhale, releasing. Awesome. All right, I'm going to move my pillow out of the way, and we're going to come into the promised cobbler's pose. So we'll have a full cobbler's pose here, or butterfly pose. And I'm going to say butterfly pose right now because I invite you to, as we come into the seat, maybe flap your wings a little bit. And for this one, we'll stay a little less time, but if you need to, you can put blocks underneath your knees for support. Since we're going to be here a little bit longer, take the support. All right, so I have my hands on my feet, but maybe your hands are just on your knees. We're going to try to bend forward a little bit. So this is a lot of work on our hamstrings and our inner thighs, but don't worry, we'll move on to some other stuff too. All right, so grabbing my toes, this is how I'm doing it. My toes hinging at my hips, keeping my back nice and straight, rolling forward. And of course, if you're on your shins, we're just trying to find our way forward a little bit, trying to get a little bit of looseness in our hips and in our inner thighs. So wherever you are is where you need to be. Breathing into this, find your edge. Don't push into pain, but see if you can go into that edge. I find myself sometimes just spacing out, not necessarily even thinking of anything. But if we want to go back to that meditation that we did on Monday, when you find yourself thinking of something that isn't this right now, acknowledge it, observe it, and then file it away for later. This is something for you to do after yoga. You can even tell it, hey, I'll deal with you later. Right now is me time. And release. Okay, shake your legs out. Move our blocks over to the side. We're going to do a little twist, and then we're going to do some bridge. Do a little wall work. Okay, so we're going to do a little minor twist here. I'm going to stretch out my left leg, bring my right leg up. We've done this before, but since we're holding it a little longer than normal, you're welcome to just stay in this. I'm going to hug here. If you would like to find that spot, or maybe just start here for 30 seconds, but holding that right foot is over the left leg is nice and straight, back is strong, pulling the knee toward the chest toward the knee. You can stay here or hook your elbow around that knee, place your hand and gently twist. Stay where you are, or if you would like to add in the elbow to the outside of, left elbow to the outside of the right knee, twisting a little bit more, but remember you're going to have to hold this for longer. So if this is past your edge, don't do it. And release or pause the video, take a minute, let's switch our legs. I'm going to shake my legs out, right leg is straight, left leg bends over. Left leg bends over, and same thing. I'm going to hug that chest in. Keep the right leg active. Right knee should be facing up. Toes, keep those toes active. Keep your spine active too. So we're not collapsing into this. It's not sleepy, sleepy time. Our body should be working right now. I can feel my back is definitely working. Okay, same thing as the other side. We can stay right here, or if you'd like to shift, maybe take the crook of the right elbow, capture that knee, do a gentle, gentle twist. We'll do the same thing. Stay right here, or if you would like to, just add a little bit more of a twist, but we'll stay here for at least 30 seconds. So make sure that this is not past your edge. And so the edge, you might be able to do this in a normal posture, but maybe holding it for longer is way past your edge. And it's okay to admit that. And release. Okay, shake those legs out. And we're going to do a little bit of laying down work. Okay, so from here, we're going to go into a bridge. So placing the feet, grabbing a block. I'm going to put my block by my hip. Hi, Jabba. I don't know if you can see Jabba. He's come to join us. Rolling down, and I'm going to press through the feet, through my arm, hips up toward the ceiling. Now, I like to stay here for a moment before I place the block. So I'm going to hold this here while I talk to you about block sizes, and I invite you to stay in a traditional bridge too while we talk. And then we're going to come to supported bridge. With the blocks, you can use whatever size you would like. So you could have the more mellow size, medium, or tall. Choose a size and slip that block. I'm going to be in the medium for right now. Flip that right under your hips. Now, make sure you don't go too far. We're going to go into an active but supported bridge pose here. And that means that your feet are working, your inner thighs are working, your hands and arms are working. We're not just collapsing into the block. Maybe even pull that belly button into the spine. Take the pressure off of your neck and your shoulders. Find yourself breathing as deeply as you can. And we'll take one more breath here. Inhale and exhale, pressing up to release that block and come down. Okay, so here is a great place for you to reach out and have a nice little Shavasana if you would like. If you're not into the Shavasana right now, let's go ahead and close out our practice. Crossing our feet, coming here up to seated. I want to thank you so much for our short but enjoyable yin practice. Next time, we'll make it a little bit longer and have a little more challenges, but this is your introduction to it. Well, I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, Friday, is all about getting some good active flow going. All right. Hope you have a great night, and thank